In this video, I'm going to show you how to place a Pitman arm on this Ford E-350. Connects the steering box to the drag link. Let's get started. On the Pitman arm end, let's remove the cotter pin, straighten it out. Grab it with some cutters and pull it off. Discard it, you don't want to reuse cotter pins. If your application has this cover, remove it. Use a 21mm socket and loosen up this mounting nut. With the mounting nut removed, I'm actually going to put it back a couple threads so that when we separate this, it doesn't come flying off. The nut will support it, and we can take it off when we're ready to. Having said that, grab a large hammer, tap right here, and that should separate the stud from the Pitman arm. There it goes. Remove the mounting nut and pull this down. Because of the angle of the Pitman arm nut and the frame being in the way, at least on this particular model, we have to remove the steering box bolts. We're going to fully remove 2 of them and leave this one just in but loose so I can pivot the steering box and get myself a little bit more space. Use an 18mm socket and remove the 2 and loosen the last one. With that done, we can push the steering box up a little bit, pivot it on that last bolt, and fit a 34mm socket right here, with which we can break free that nut. Turn this so it stops spinning. There we go. There it is. Remove that lock washer as well. Now we just have to hammer this until it pops off. I'm going to put the nut back on just a couple turns so that when I break the Pitman arm free, this doesn't come falling off. At this point, so that you can stop this from moving around a lot, you can put 1 or 2 of the steering box bolts back in and just snug them up. That should keep it nice and steady for when we hammer. There it goes. Remove the nut, remove the Pitman arm. Put a little bit of grease or anti-seize on the splines. Usually helps with rust over time. It also helps the Pitman arm seat a lot better. This vehicle also lives in a very rust-prone climate, so grease is going to be our friend here. Now this Pitman arm can only go on in 4 different directions. It has splines that only line up every 90 degrees, and I remember that mine was going this way, so this is exactly how I'm going to put it back. Have the mounting nut and the lock washer ready to slide onto the threads. Start these on, and let's tighten things up. The torque on this is 203 foot-pounds. That's it. Reinstall the bolts for the steering box. Now let's snug them all up. The torque on these is 122 foot-pounds. Put the drag link back in the Pitman arm and start on the mounting nut. Thread this on all the way. Tighten it up. The torque for this is going to be 66 foot-pounds. That's torqued right there. However, this being a castle nut, we have to make sure that the slots line up so we can put in a cotter pin. If they don't, you're gonna wanna keep tightening. If you have a regular locking nut, then you're done. But for me, once again, I have to keep tightening. You never wanna loosen these to get the next slot to line up. That's it right there. Take your cotter pin, slide it through, and bend it over to lock it in. You want to make sure it's out of the way of this radiator hose. You do not want it poking it at all. And if you leave a little bit of slack in it, that's actually better, because if it can move around, it's less likely to seize up.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.